If we look at fractions from a different perspective, this type of problem is actually easy to solve. Give it a like. Let's take a look together. Fill in the same number in both parentheses. Pay attention. The numbers you fill in these two parentheses must be the same, and after simplifying the final result, you should get 3, 4. First, you might think about trying out different numbers, and that's fine. But when solving problems, there is definitely a standard method to follow. 3.4 is a fraction, but how else can we understand it? Actually, a fraction is also a kind of ratio. In other words, 3.4 means 3 to 4. So, in another way, the 3 represents 3 parts. And the 4 represents 4 parts. That is to say, my numerator stands for 3 parts, and my denominator stands for 4 parts. Let's combine this with a visual approach. My numerator is 3 parts, so let's draw 3 circles here. And my denominator represents 4 parts, so let's draw 4 circles. At this point, my 3 circles represent parenthesis plus 6, and my 4 circles represent parenthesis plus 11. Next, if we want to find out what the parenthesis stands for, don't we first need to figure out the value of one circle? Should we use addition or subtraction for that? Think about it. You have 3 circles, I have 4 circles. If we add them together, that's 7 circles. If we do subtraction, the denominator has 1 more circle than the numerator. Which one is causing trouble here? The parenthesis. The bottom compared to the top, if we use addition. This number is still there. If we do subtraction, the parentheses minus the parentheses are gone, and we're left with just the pure numbers. So subtraction is easier than addition, which is why we subtract the numerator from the denominator. That is, parentheses plus 11. Subtract this parenthesis, then subtract 6, and the parentheses are gone. 11 minus 6 gives us the number 5. That's the calculation with numbers. So what about with shapes? It's 4 parts minus 3 parts. 1 part is left, which means that this one circle represents 5. Pay attention. 1 circle is 5, so each of these circles is 5. My numerator has 3 circles, so 3 times 5 is 15. Whose 6 makes 15? And that's how we get the answer to question 9. Combining numbers and shapes plus another way to understand fractions. This is the way to think about solving problems. If you understood, give me a follow.